Hey Embers, and welcome to part 9 of my Harvest Moon Back to Nature slow playthrough. So we're starting off on the 17th of spring, year 1. So we're checking the weather as always. We didn't need to check the weather today because it is actually a festival tomorrow, so it's always going to be sunny. But it is Barley's birthday today. And as we open the door, we are greeted with Mayor Thomas. So here he is just reminding us that it is the local horse race tomorrow. So if it was next year and my horse was fully grown, this is where Mayor Thomas would come to take him if I wanted to enter the horse race. Unfortunately, because it is the first year and your horse is still a baby, you cannot enter the horse race your first year. So checking the mailbox as always. And our first speed up, of course, just sorting out the farm. I do think it's better to speed up these watering bits, because this is of course a large portion of the game, and watering does take a fair amount of time. So no crops to harvest today, unfortunately. So straight over to the mountain to gather the wild crops. Wild plants, wild crops, wild harvestables, whatever you want. I do apologise if you can hear any background noise, that is my bunny rabbit playing about. So we give a flower to Potpourri as normal, she's still on purple. And we're about to give a flower to Anne, but we're a little bit too late, so unfortunately we miss her and we have to throw that flower away. These things do happen. So we're collecting the rest of the harvestables. I'm just double checking that that is a bamboo shoot, because that is what I'm going to be giving Barley for his birthday today. So we're just over halfway of spring of year 1. So we're not too far off getting into summer. And like I say, hopefully this will be quicker than it was before, because I am doing 3 days per episode instead of 2. So making sure not to throw one of the bamboo shoots into the shipping bin. And we come in and see our only chicken at the moment, Pon. And here we are feeding her. We lift her up just in case she's sat on an egg, but unfortunately no egg today. So we're heading straight out to Barley's, I believe. So here we are going into the ranch. This is also where you get cows and sheep, and I'm hopeful we can get at least one of them at one point. We definitely will be at one point, but I'm hoping it's earlier rather than later. And look, May gathered flowers for him earlier, how cute. So now we are going to head into the blacksmith and grab our upgraded tool, which is the axe. This is the first tool we've upgraded so far. And this means that we can now break the giant stumps, although it takes a lot to do it with the copper axe, you'll see as we go. But we need all the lumber we can get for the henhouse upgrade. So now we're heading off, and I was a little bit confused because of course it's a Tuesday, which means the supermarket's not open. So I wasn't entirely sure what we were going to do. And this leads on to, I'm sure you are shocked and stunned, the first mistake of this episode. How many mistakes are we on in this playthrough now? I have no idea. So basically, I planted a set of flowers on my farm, and because there was a rock next to them, unfortunately one of them won't grow. Now, don't ask me why, but I'd thought that one would stop an event that happens when you plant some flowers. So I decided to hang about for one. I have sort of sped this up a little bit. And I decided to buy another bag of flowers, which costs 500 Gs, because I was unsure why this event wasn't happening, put it that way. I don't want to spoil it because you'll find out further on in the episode. So anyway, we buy another bag of toy flowers from one, and again this is 500 Gs, and we only have 1,765. So this was basically, the long and short of it, an utter waste of money. So yeah, a bit of a mistake here. I definitely did not need to do this, but I was just nervous that I'd done it wrong, so I don't know. I ended up buying another bag and it was just not necessary at all. So your first year, especially in spring, making 500G mistakes, it's not ideal, but it is what it is. And I'm sure we find a use for those flowers in further episodes anyway. So I believe we're now heading back to the farm. Oh, no, we're not. We're going to take a stop near the woodcutter's house. Because with our new upgraded axe, we are going to chop down some of the stumps. Now oh no, we're not. We're going into, hang on, what's happening? Going into Gotz's. Okay, I think we're just confirming how many bits of lumber we need to enlarge the hen house, because we clearly don't have enough money. So 5,000 Gs and 420 pieces of lumber. That is such a hefty task to try and achieve on your first year in spring, but this is the task that we've set ourselves. Obviously there's no obligation to do it, it's just a task that I've set myself. So I've sped this up as well, I hope you don't mind. This is us, because this takes 6 times and it's a very long, arduous process. So I did speed this up because I did not want this episode to run too long. Any sort of grinding things like this, so working on our farm, breaking the stumps, breaking the rocks when we do get there, I probably will speed up just for, obviously for time's sake. So I really hope that doesn't detract from the episode for you. It's a large part of the gameplay, especially the farming stuff, being as this is a farming simulator, so I don't want it to take away too much from the gameplay, but I've said this many, many times in previous episodes, it just takes far too long if I was to keep it at normal speed. So this is where we decide to plant the flowers that we just bought. And again, this is a mistake. We don't need them, but never mind. It's done now. So a bit of faffing about there. And again, I am going to speed this section up because we're just planting the flowers. And in truth, the only reason this event hadn't pinged yet, hadn't happened, is because the flowers weren't fully grown. I got a little bit impatient, to be honest. So saying hello to Binky. More good night, actually. So it's only 5 to 7. So we're just checking what we've got. For some reason, we click on the dog. And we do decide to call it a night here because we are exhausted from chopping the stumps. So it's only 5 to 7, but we decide to call it a night. So this is the end of day 17. We're on to day 18. And of course, tomorrow is the local horse race. As always, we are wasting time basically watching the television. I have no idea if you guys are even interested in these bits. I really don't. But again, I have mentioned before, it's encouraging me to see this mechanic in this game, really, because it's not something that I tend to do. And again, minus the weather channel and one specific channel, which we'll talk about as we get there, I don't think there's any point doing this past your first year, because I assume the TV programmes just roll over. I'm not sure. I'll have to see if I can find that out so we're not wasting time moving forward. So this is still discussing the fish in the fish pond, the fish food, etc, etc. So I do apologise if you find these parts boring. But that marks off, oh no, we're just checking, we're just doing a stat update, 1,565 Gs. And that concludes the end of day 17. So we're now moving on to day 18, of course, the horse race today. We're checking the weather for tomorrow, and it is bright and sunny again. And I will discuss the horse race more as we get to it. But mistakes were made, put it that way. What a surprise. So again, just showing you the calendar. There are 4 festivals in spring, I believe. The Goddess Festival, the Spring Thanksgiving Festival, the Horse Race and the Cooking Festival. So this is a speed up again while we, of course, water our crops. And you can see that we have some, our potatoes have grown in today. Not ideal on a festival day, but never mind, we'll get paid tomorrow. So yes, there are 4 festivals in spring, and this is our 3rd one. So only the Cooking Festival to go for spring. So here we are gathering some potatoes. We're just checking how much fish food we have. And straight in the hen house. And we have our first egg of the playthrough. So you will see what I choose to do with this egg as we go on. Now, another mistake was made here. So you cannot give a crop to the harvest goddess on festival days. So I saved a potato all day, and you will see as the playthrough goes on that I didn't actually need to do that. Because I should have noticed today that we're not going to need the potato tomorrow. So once again, going up to collect these harvestables should have been easier, but I decided to keep a potato on me that we just did not need. Of course, we don't need to grab the flowers today, as it is a festival day. The ladies will not be up at the mountainside. At the hot springs, I should say. Again, I call all of this the mountainside interchangeably. So what are we doing with this egg? We're throwing it into the hot spring because that makes spar-boiled eggs and they sell for more. So there are a few things you can do with the eggs. Today we chose to make it a spar-boiled egg. I don't know the exact number, I can't remember the shipping prices, but I know that if you throw the egg in there, it does sell for a little bit more. So again, looking back at the footage is so funny when you're narrating yourself, because all I'm saying is, ship that potato, but we don't. And as you can see, it's making everything just a little bit longer than it needs to be. But it's not the end of the world, is it? So unfortunately, that means we do need to head back up to the hot springs because we didn't manage to grab everything the first time around. Also keeping an eye on the time, because some festivals are time sensitive, so if you don't get there on time, it's tough, you've missed the festival. Typically, as long as you're there before 12 o'clock, you're fine. Some of them you can get away with later. And of course, some of them are in the evening. But that's the kind of thing you just sort of learn as you play, I guess. So we decide it's about time we head off straight to the festival. As you can see, it's already 12 o'clock. So I am panicking a little bit, hoping I'm going to make it in time. And luckily, we do make it in time. So I'm going to go around talking to all of the villagers now, and while I do, I'm going to discuss the horse race a little bit. So as I've said many times, we cannot enter the horse race in our first year, but we can bet. Now, I'm not a betting person. So when it comes to odds on horse races, I have very little idea what I'm doing. What I've always done, and I don't know if this is the right thing to do, is bet on the horse with the lowest odds. Now, I will tell you a funny story as I'm narrating this. As I was recording this part, my husband came back home from work during the beginning of the second race. There's 3 races today. So the first race I did on my own, and he came in as I was about to bet on the second race. So my husband did help me out a little bit here. But again, it's not so easy for me to know how to bet, really. It's not really my thing. So if you are someone who is good at betting, who knows about odds and things like that, I will give you a little challenge for today's episode. Let me know what you would have done for the betting. So you'll see the betting first, and then of course you'll see the race. So please try not to cheat, because you're going to see the betting slip, and then of course you're going to know who wins because the race comes straight afterwards. So if you just look at the betting slip first, and then tell me what you would have done before the race starts, I think that would be quite fun, because I have no idea. Now, next year you can actually bet on yourself, so that becomes a lot easier. If you are confident in your abilities, you can bet on yourself, and of course one of the prizes here is a power berry. So here we are. Here's what the odds look like. So I end up going with, and I didn't want to spend too much money, of course, 2 tickets for Galaxy because they had the lowest odds, and Dandy also had the lowest odds with like joint lowest, so I did 2 tickets for Dandy as well. Now we're about to see the race start, so what would you have done for race 1? Again, please try not to cheat. I just think this is quite a funny thing to do. So get your bets in for race 1 in the comments below before it starts. Because what I'd also like to know is if this is accurate to real betting, I suppose. Again, not my thing. I used to bet once a year on the Grand National, £1 each way, 50p each way. That's about your lot for me. Really not a betting person. So we went for Galaxy and Dandy. I know it's not ideal to bet on 2 horses either. You should really put all your money into one, but never mind. And we're off. So we're hoping 3 or 6 wins. So that would be red hat and green hat. And it's looking good. It's not looking too bad. So I'm thinking we've got a chance. But no, we didn't win. So we came 2nd place and 3rd place, but you have to be first for this. So nothing for 2nd and 3rd. So no medals for me. I wasted a little bit of money there. So again, there's 3 races, so we're going to go through that again. This is why the part is a little bit longer as well, because of course I can't fast forward any of this. I mean, I could, but I don't want to. Why not enjoy it? So let's go through that same process again. This is where my husband comes and helps. He's not a betting person either, really, but he gave it a go. So he said to put a ticket on Matty and a ticket on for you, Mum. Don't ask me why, don't know. What would you have done? And again, if you are joining in with this, please try not to cheat. So we've got a ticket each on Matty and for you, Mum. Again, I probably should have put a ticket on just 1 horse. And doing 1 ticket is a bit pointless, but I didn't want to waste any of my money. So Matty is in lane 2, and For You Mum is in lane 6. So 2 and 6 for us, which is black hat and green hat again. And it looks like 6 is going to do it. But I'm not sure because 3's edging in. Oh. Yes, I think 6 did it. So with my husband's help, I did win one of my bets. But I only bet 1 ticket, so I only get 3 medals back. So unfortunately, Not really worth it either, but never mind. Again, you can get a lot of medals when you can bet on yourself. If you're good at the horse race, that is. So for the final time, we are going to do one more bet. Like I say, there's 3 races. And again, if you are playing along, let's see what the betting slip is for horse race number 3, the final race. So I ended up going for 1 ticket on Maniac and 1 ticket on Fuji. So 2 and 4 there. So I didn't spend too much money, to be honest. It's just a bit of fun, isn't it? And we're ready for the final race. So again, we went for Maniac, which is number 2, and Fuji, which is number 4. So Black Hat again and Dark Blue Hat. And it's looking like we're not going to win at all. I do apologise for that very loud motorbike. I do record near a window, I am sorry about that. But no, we didn't win. We came 3rd and last. So that one was terrible. Mistakes were definitely made, but never mind, it's just a bit of fun. And I suppose if you wanted to, you could reload at this point, but I don't see the point. I'm just playing, you know, I'm not going to reload if I make mistakes, as you can see. The reason I say reload as well is because I haven't tried it, but apparently there is a rewind feature on the PlayStation 5. So I suppose you can rewind this game if you want to. It's not something that I've done, and it's probably not something I'm going to do. We're just going to have a look at the prizes here. We can afford a Mistral, but no point. So yes, if you wanted to, I suppose you could cheat and rewind. I'm not going to do that, I don't see the point. We will deal with my mistakes together. So heading home now. And you lose most of your day with the festivals, so I believe it will be 6 o'clock by the time we get back home. 6 p.m. So it's always good to make sure most of your farm work is done before you head to the festivals. But sometimes that just doesn't happen, as you'll see as we go. So I think we're heading off to see the horse, because we haven't seen the horse today yet. There we are. And there's going to be another speed up here, because I decide to carry on chopping lumber. Or chopping stumps for lumber. Cleaning up the farm a little bit as I go. It's like a compulsion to pull up these weeds all the time. I don't actually need to, but you know, I want the farm to be nice. So I don't know if we get to every log on the farm. I don't think so. But we've done a really good job there cleaning up the farm. And again, keep your eye on that pesky potato. So this is pretty much the end of day 18. I'm going to watch the telly as we always do. This one is the song hour. And I'm not going to do the song. It doesn't actually tell us the song. Never mind. And of course, life on the farm, as always. So this is just discussing the mechanics of the chicken. Which is ironic, seeing as we got a chicken not long ago. So I don't know if this program adapts to what you're doing. I don't know. Really don't know. Anyway, on to our final day of this episode, which is day 19. Again, first year of spring. And it is sunny tomorrow. And today is Lilia's birthday, who is Potpourri and Rick's mother, and she runs the poultry farm. So it's been quite a busy few episodes for birthdays, actually. There's a fair few in spring. So as we go outside, you will notice the event that I had been waiting for. We have a bee and we have a beehive in our tree on the farm. That is why I had planted the flowers. And you can also see, this is another speed up, that we have turnips today. Not only do we have turnips, we also have cucumbers. So I did throw away that potato. I did ship the potato when I realised that we had, obviously, turnips and cucumbers. So I basically carried around a potato all day yesterday for nothing. And this is honey. So you will see what we do this episode. But from now on, regardless of if there are flowers on your farm or not, every day you will get honey from your tree on your farm. You can ship the honey for 50 Gs. But you'll see what we do as we go on. So as we've come up to the mountain, we have a heart event with Karen. Now, I think in the last episode, I mistakenly said that we'd done all of the heart events, at least for the first year. Sorry, I thought we'd done all the, how do I say this? So the correct answer here is Love Life, by the way. I thought we'd done all of the heart events for the girls, the basic ones. I can't think what I'm trying to say. Anyway, I thought we'd done most of the heart events, and it turns out we hadn't done Karen's. So there you go. Again, you can say a few things there. The correct answer is Love Life. So as I was saying, the honey ships for 50 Gs a day. But on the first day you get honey, you might have to, or it would be better for you, to take it to Louis. So that's what we're trying to do. Unfortunately, he's not there yet. But if you take the honey to Louis, you will see in the next episode what happens. So I'm going to leave it till the next episode, actually. So we go to give Potpourri a flower, and we drop it. As you can see, our heart level is still purple, and so is Anne's. So another waste of a flower there, but we decide to give the turnip to the harvest goddess, which is what we was keeping the potato for. And nothing new today with the harvest goddess. So I'm going to gather the rest of the harvestables. We didn't grab the bluegrass from the bottom, but there is a reason for that. So taking these back to the farm now. And of course we have our egg as well. Keeping the honey for now. And we're grabbing our egg. And this time we decide to incubate it to get another chicken, or rather a chick. So that process takes 3 days, not including festival days, I think. And you'll get a chick. So we'll see that in future episodes. So we're now heading up all this way, and I think it's purely just to get Potpourri a white flower because we dropped one on the floor earlier. I'm not sure that there was a point to this trip really, but never mind. I'm getting stuck on everything as well. Now take note that there was a tree stump on the left there that we can chop if we want more lumber. There's actually 2 in that previous area. So yeah, don't ask me why, but I think we took that trip purely to get Potpourri a flower. Don't worry, it's not just you. I do watch these gameplays back and think, what are you doing? Colossal waste of time, but never mind. So we're heading down now to grab the last bluegrass and hopefully give the honey to Louis. And again, the reason for that will be made clear in next week's episode, so I'm going to leave that for now. So we're now heading over to the poultry farm. So we'll give Potpourri her white flour. And talking to Lilia. And we give her, and this is really sad, so we give her the grass, and she says Potpourri and Rick forgot about her birthday. So that is really making me question whether I want Potpourri as a wife, actually. So we're just checking how much chicken feed we have, and I think we have 6. So we decide to buy some chicken feed while we're here. But I love Potpourri, but it's really, she's forgot her mum's birthday. I don't think that's very nice, do you? So we end up buying 14 units here, so we have 20 chicken feed on us. So we're heading out now. We decide to stop by and say hello to Rick while we're here, even though I'm not his biggest fan. And I think we're going to head off to the supermarket to replace the 2 turnips. And the potatoes, I think. Even though I've just seen it, I can't remember if we need potato seeds or not. But I know we definitely need turnip. So let's see what we end up grabbing. So we do grab potato seeds, just 1 bag. And 2 bags of turnip seeds. Keep losing money all the time, don't we? How are we going to get to this hen house upgrade by the end of spring, eh? Are we going to make it? Stopped by to chat to Karen as well. Notice that she's on purple. And we realise we do need some fish food as well because we've only got 5 of those. Once again, apologies for the traffic. I can't do a lot about that. So this is my first Let's Play, so I am working on it. So we end up getting 15 units, which means we have 20 fish food. Maybe at one point I can work on getting better editing software, but as it stands, being honest, I don't get paid for these or anything like that. I just do them because I find them fun. So it's not so easy to just go out and get professional software, So I hope this is okay. And graphics-wise, please remember that this is a game from 2001. This is being played on a PlayStation 5, but it's not a remake or a remaster or anything like that. I think the graphics hold up quite well, actually. So we're moving some stuff about so we can plant. And for some reason I decided to check the mailbox again. Don't know. And of course I will speed this bit up while we do the planting. So we realise we don't need to water that first lot of flowers. We do waste some time watering the second lot of flowers for a while. Mistakes were definitely made. So we should have a fair bit of money now because we did turnips and cucumbers today, along with the other harvestables. So we're going to have a look. 3,035 Gs, not too bad. We're just going to go through, see what we've shipped. Pon has 1 heart, which is nice. And again, just speeding up while we finish the rest of the farm. So we're now going to go check up on our horse. And I couldn't find the horse for ages. So again, another speed up here while I decide to carry on with the farm. So I don't think we managed to get rid of all the stumps. Now there's 1 stump left on the farm. So I'm looking for the horse, wasting a bit of time, and I decide to actually check the stable. And he is in there. So for some reason, I completely forgot that they could take themselves to and from the stable. And I know that I didn't put him in there. So I decide, because it's a sunny day tomorrow, back out you come, Binky. And it's 10:10, so we are going to end the night. And that pretty much concludes this episode as well. So as always, but for now, I thought that we'd lost the dog. I could not see the dog anywhere. So I'm sorting out our tools for tomorrow. So there we are, sorting our tools out. And I could not find the dog. So I give him a little whistle. This is the first time we've whistled the dog all playthrough, by the way. We should be doing this for a very important reason. And he's hiding under the table. So we're going to end off the episode by watching the television, as always. So I really hope that you are enjoying these episodes, this gameplay. I'm really enjoying it. Like I say, please be gentle because it is my first playthrough. So thank you as always for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you like this. We do have a playlist on this channel that has all of these episodes in it. I say we, I. It's just me. So thank you very much for watching. And until next week, bye EMbers. I might have said bye a bit too early. That went on for a while, didn't it? Right, I'm saying it for real this time. Bye EMbers.